Is the IRGC begging for the United States to invade? I get this distinct impression that that's what they want, as if it's their last card to play because they have nothing else. Because they've been offered some pretty decent deals with regards to how the Strait of Hormuz should be managed and what the future outlook should be. But they've turned it all down. Now, some analysts think that they are just biding time for like an October surprise for the elections, but that's not going to work. Because in a sense, that's what Trump is doing too. He wants to give the Republicans time and space to win the elections, and there's an opportunity for that to actually occur. But regardless of the outcome of the elections, the game is going to switch dramatically for Iran. Or rather, it could. There's going to be two options post-election. There's either going to be a full-blown restart of attacks that could lead to limited invasion, or there could be more of this until it turns into just a managed situation for months and months and years. So imagine the possibility that the United States actually does do a full-blown invasion, which would crush the IRGC. They seem to think that they would stand a chance against us, and it's the same fallacy that all of our adversaries use when they look at comparisons between their military and the United States. They think, for example, that they had Chinese equipment or Russian equipment, and that would be somehow comparable or stop us from conducting military action. But over the last 18 months, we've proven that all of that adversarial equipment is just junk. Chinese equipment is junk. Russian equipment is junk compared to the United States. Same will be for their military as far as utilizing their troops, their tactics on the ground. We would absolutely wipe the floor with the IRGC, with the Iranian military. We would destroy them in a matter of weeks, and yet they probably think they would have some sort of fighting chance, and that would be a fallacy that would lead to certain death for them. And so that could be a potential outcome post-election, either weeks or months later. The time frame is obviously very flexible. Another outcome is that we honestly see more of this constant management of chaos with regards to the Middle East, with Iran, with the Strait of Hormuz, with oil prices, as all of these corporations adjust over time, which they've already shown that they can, and they can mitigate the need and use for the products that come from that part of the world. And there will be a long-term strategy or long-term outlook where the Strait of Hormuz no longer is this pressure point that it currently is now, and it will have less and less effect over the decision-making of the global economy. And that could be seen as little as 2 to 5 years from now, as long as 10 years from now. But we will get there eventually, and it won't be ideal, and there will still be a lot of pain points that we're all going to have to go through. But there is a future outcome where it's not viewed as this critical pressure point node that can put the world into financial economic crisis. That time has passed, and we just haven't realized it yet because it's still going to take some time to get there. But this overall idea that the IRGC is going to be able to hold the world financially hostage or whatever for any time period beyond the next year or two, if ever, is a fallacy that hasn't even, one, really been realized, but two, will not be able to be practiced. There's too many interests involved that would allow them to do so. So I wouldn't believe that type of hype either. It's too narrow-minded, it's too short-sighted. It doesn't take the grander picture in place with regards to the next 3 to 5 to 10 years. But they better be careful what they wish for, because there is a potential future out there where we do invade and we crush them like we've done everyone else.